Greetings all, welcome back to another session of Not the Norm. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you like these videos and it's content that you feel is educational. Pass it on to others who might find it interesting. So as usual, we start off with caveat emptor. It simply means buyer beware, do your own due diligence. I'm no expert on these things, so we need to research these things in and of ourselves to come to our own conclusions about things. In fact, on that note, Buddha said, believe nothing no matter where you read it or who has said it, not even if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. And of course, the way we get to developing our own sense of reason and common sense is to ask questions. Now, I can't emphasise enough the importance of asking questions. It exposes the frauds in everything and anything, especially when you get those individuals out there who don't actually like being questioned. And that in and of itself should be a bit of a red flag. Because if certain lines of questioning are actually off limits and cause insight within the individual being questioned, then that of it in and of itself creates insight as well. Because, the old question goes, if you've got nothing to hide, then what have you got to fear? Einstein understood the importance of questions. He said the important thing is to never stop questioning. And not that I endorse Albert Einstein at all, but he did say a couple of things that are worthy repeating. For we are not cattle, we are not sheep. Stop following the flock and question everything, folks. And that's pretty much should be your modus operandi. As I say, it exposes the fraud. We need to know who, what, how, when, where, why. And this, of course, helps us to make what we call an informed decision. It is the first responsibility of every citizen to question authority, said Benjamin Franklin. He understood the importance of questions, and naturally through the course of asking questions, we garner information, and we all need information to be information. And the more information we have, the more dots we're able to connect together and thereby paint a bigger picture like pieces of the puzzle to be able to garner a greater view and understanding and comprehension of what's actually going on. And as the old proverb suggests, he who asks a question is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask a question remains a fool forever. And as Carl Jung suggests, the ability to ask questions is the greatest resource in learning the truth. Wise words. So assume nothing and question everything is, again, our modus operandi. But we must ask the right questions to the right people. It's no good asking the wrong questions in the wrong context to the wrong people. And another quote here from Carl Jung, to ask the right question is already half the solution of a problem. Now here in New Zealand we have some avenues of being able to garner information, and one of those avenues of course is the Official Information Act 1982, as you see here. We call them FOIAs, Freedom of Information Act requests, and they're an avenue for us to be able to seek answers from government agencies where in the public interest we need more information about certain things. And as you have a look here, requests for access to official information, where it sets out clearly who can actually make these Freedom of Information Act requests. So it says any person being A New Zealand citizen, or B, a permanent resident of New Zealand, or C, a person who is in New Zealand, or D, a body corporate which is incorporated in New Zealand, or E, a body corporate which is incorporated outside New Zealand but which has a place of business in New Zealand. Down there in section 1AA, a request under subsection 1A may be made in any form and communicated by any means, including orally, and B does not need to refer to this act. Okay, so I've done a few Freedom of Information Act requests over the telephone, and individuals on the other end of the phone have tried to tell me that I have to put these requests in writing. That is not a fact. As you can see here, states quite clearly, may be made in any form and communicated by any means, including orally. So an oral request for information under this Act, and you don't even have to state the Act, is binding, and they do have to follow through with your request verbally. Now, of course, if you're doing a verbal request, there is no evidence that you've put that request in, so best you be recording the conversations you're having at the time. And as I say, you can actually request under the Freedom of Information Act a transcript of the full conversation, whether it be on recorded form on a disc or whatever it is. I've had several agencies send me recordings of phone conversations on a disc, and it works quite well, and they're obligated to do that, to give you a transcript of the conversation had, so that you have actual proof that you have made the request orally. Now, there may be several reasons why your request for information is refused, and here's some of them here. It's section 18. There is one missing at the bottom there, but you can go to the website and have a look at it, and it just is for vexatious claims or vexatious questions. Okay, now another avenue to garner information, or if we're not happy with the results we got and our requests for information aren't being adhered to, then we can go to the ombudsman. I'm not sure how politically correct that name is these days. They may have to call themselves the ombuds they. Anyway, there's a avenue there that you can seek further recourse to your investigations. I'm not sure how independent they are, but you can go to the website and see the different ways that you can make complaints and how to make a complaint. Their main offices here in New Zealand are located in Wellington and Auckland, and there's the information for general inquiries. Of course, you can make complaints about the government agencies, requests for official information, serious wrongdoing at work, monitoring places of detention, aged care monitoring, fair treatment for disabled people, monitoring COVID-19 managed isolation and quarantine facilities, which is MIQ, MIQ complaints, wider improvement, children in care, international development and engagement. I wonder if anyone's queried the Ombudsman about the UN agenda that's being rolled out very predominantly here in New Zealand, unfortunately. And I'm sure most of my listeners would agree that it's the type of international development and engagement that we don't really want here in New Zealand. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple other really good websites here that are great for seeking information and answers to the many questions we have about the systems that operate our country. This one is the New Zealand Legal Information Institute. And also I will leave all these links in the description down below, so don't forget to check them out. But this one's a great one for resources and precedents and cases and whatnot. Another one here is the New Zealand Law Society. Most of your towns have one of these, and they're also very good to go down and have a bit of a yak with lawyers that are down there. I've actually got a video on my website if you want to check it out, called Community Law, I think it is, where I did go down there and video and interaction about some questions I had. So great resources, and here's the actual information if you want to get hold of them and make an appointment and go down and see somebody. But as I say, I'll leave the links in the description below, and you can go and check them out as well. Here's another one. This is Community Law again. This one's based in Otago, and again, a great resource there. They have all sorts of cases and things in there, and there's people there you can go and talk to. I think they have training lawyers that if you have any questions about the legal processes or anything, they'll be able to help you out there as well. That's not to say I'm endorsing you to get a lawyer to represent you. They're just there for garnering information. And of course, one of the biggest institutions out there that we're encouraged not to question is, of course, the government. So I'll leave you with a couple of other little memes here. These are in regards to when you're in a court situation, but they're very relative as well. And if you want some further information about that, check out Bill Turner. I think these ones came from some of the videos he did. He's got some really awesome information out there in his video YouTube clips that you can check out, and again, it helps to strengthen the foundations of your comprehension of what's going on. And as I say, The more information we have, the more we're able to garner informed decisions and come to informed decisions about things. Because ultimately, folks, ignorance is not bliss. And if you haven't figured that out over the last couple of years, I'm not sure you ever will. So, asking questions. Knowledge is having the right answers. Intelligence is asking the right question. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Hope you've enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and leave a comment. And if you've got any other websites or places of information that you use to garner knowledge from, then please share them in the comments. Thanks for watching.